Check, 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 check. Episode 13, guys. We are at episode 13. Episode 13. We've had a little bit of a gap. I'm your host, Alexander John. And this is the Lyran Connection. I just go over information I have, my experiences, what I receive. And you guys hear me okay? Hey, Jen. Hey, BJ. Hey, Dad. Holly, what's going on? What's going on, Doug? What's going on, everybody? All right. I'm going to be honest. It's been quiet. But what I've done for you guys tonight, kind of get an idea and a grasp about the amount of contact by month. Been receiving contact since the end of 2013. So throughout that year, but 2014 on, I've tracked and I've charted so we can go through the numbers. I was getting a little worried there for a minute, but really, I re-looked at the numbers. We're actually doing really well. I'm going to show you a chart. Hey, everybody. So this chart represents by year, by month, and then their totals for the year. So if you see like 2014 to when it all started around, like dribs and drabs, we're in July, and we have 0 for July. It's a 0 month so far. Eek! But not too bad, because if you look at the total number, we're still trending. That's 2019, 155 for 2019. We're at currently my where we are right now. I just wrote this down. So June 22nd was last contact. July 18th is today. So it's 27 days since last contact so far. So 2019 was 155, right? Well, 2020, we're already at 143, and we're in the 7th month. So we're trending way, way, way up. So sometimes there's a gap. And sometimes it has to do with a lot of different things. Honestly, we are due, from what the Lyrans have told me, almost just about 2 months ago, the Soltraxi would be coming back about this time. So honestly, I'm just expecting it anytime. I was hoping something would come before this show, but it gives us more time to go over other things. Hey, Gail, Cape Town, all right. Can you guys hear me all right? Just want to make sure that. But we'll go over some numbers. We'll go over some contact tonight. We'll do Q&A, question and answers. Anything that's on your mind, I'll share some more information. Some things that I'll share some more of that I think is okay to share. Other than that, we're just gonna have this will be a fun episode. I wish I had new stuff. There is a lot of stuff going on globally. I have made contact with a person. And she actually lives on the other side of the world, and I can confirm through some of my messages, she is definitely getting contact like I am. And I never knew of this person, and I think it's pretty awesome. So we're just starting to have conversations. She's reviewed some of my stuff, and we're taking it from there to see now. From my understanding, and I don't want to go into her stuff, I'll let her, maybe we'll do like a guest thing, or she'll come on. They receive contact from ones I don't even receive contact from. So I'm up to 31 races. So she's got a few races that they've with Taigeta, and that's mentioned in my contact, but I don't receive contact directly from them. So that is all I know, and we're in email correspondence right now, and shortly we're going to be doing what is it called, like a Zoom, and we're going to share, because some of the code that I have not decoded, she's able to recognize, and she's going to give me hints to go over that and how to break that down. And she's the only person I've met other than my brother who has received contact the way I receive it. So this is awesome. It's actually great news. And she lives in an Eastern European country, and from, well, not now currently, but that's when it all started, and in a small town, and it's really weird, but it's happening. So her name, believe it or not, is Malgorzata. Her name is, which means Gosha, which means, and she's from Poland, and it's pretty ironic. Anyone who knows me personally, that's an ironic thing in itself, and we'll go into that another time. But to say the least, that person is actually receiving contact like me, so it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. So guys, going over the numbers, we're trending way above. It's just, and I want to show you this again. Some years, some months, there's a lot of zeros. But what happens is we get excited with anything in life, especially with something so grand, like this is so unimaginable. I mean, these things that are happening. So it's like you want more. You expect more. It's human nature. And I have to be mindful and humble and just say, hey, you know, there are other things going on out there, and it's not all about you. So I am gracious for what I have received, for all that it is. Anastasia, does she know why they chose to contact her the same way? Okay, so the little bit that I do know, and you know what? She, this is what I know. This is as much as I know. Because over there's like a ton of videos, I guess, and there's a ton of stuff. And I think it goes back to 2015 when it started for her, and she didn't go public until 2018. And well, in any regard, she started getting same kind of stuff, messages and code, and from my understanding, we haven't had that full dialogue yet, so if I'm misrepresenting it, she'll let me know. But it's enough to where I said, whoa, wait a minute, we got to talk. Let's see. And then she even said, hey, we got to compare stuff, because her people, that I know she talks to Taigeta and Palladian, and there's one more, but it not nothing like the Lyran and you know, on all our side. So, but here's what I take from it, and I said to her, maybe, just maybe, she could be one of the 12 of what the Lyrans were speaking of. That I will meet 12 others here, and she knows of 3 others like myself who are globally. I think she's actually in South Africa right now, so Cape Town or. But what's weird is I pulled up a thing in my contact early on from back in. I'll show you this. This is actually in August 8th of 2019. I'll just pull this up right here. And it's a lot of code. And it breaks it down. This code had to be broke down, if I get this correctly, base 64 into binary. Yes, and that's the next page. So into binary, and then it went into went into Latin and then into English. And this is what it says. That is where you are from, East Elk, so East Elk, up in the night sky, our system, so East Elk, our system, to the house of Nicholas of Lyra, from the memory, and your works may be permitted too. So my works are accepted or permitted. But, so that's a large area in the night sky, if that is the sector of control, because we know the Lyrans have the Elohim underneath, and then the Syrians and the Galvarics, and it's a kingdom, and there are ones who answer to others, and there's a war, and then there's allies, and then there's the Galactic Federation of Light, and there's the Palladians, and there's good and bad, and then Orion, and all that kind of jazz. So I digress, but that's what I know about her. When I know more, we'll go ahead and first I'll have a conversation with her. I'll probably record it, she'll record it, and then we'll do it. Again, guys, I've only had like one person come on and like everyone's been nice and great, but I had like one person in the past like couple weeks just attack me. Just like, you're lying, this is not I don't even have time for much. I have a family and I have so much going. I record the data. This is what it is, and I've been told to share it with the world. I'm at the point where I'm sharing it. It's in order. I don't know what else to tell you. You can believe it or not. I wouldn't waste my time. If it was, it's all interesting. I love, I've always loved space and star systems, but I watch, sci-fi like Star Wars and all that. But I never thought that it would be at this point, and it is what it is. I'm sorry, I can't. I'll answer honestly what I can answer, what I can show you. If I don't know something, I don't know it. This isn't my opinion. This is what I was told. This is what I have. I have witnesses, proof. Most of my family knows, and they've seen for themselves stuff. And I'm in conversation and things are happening. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, we're not going to go into a negative thing. We're going to stay positive. People, they have their own time of wisdom and light, time of awakening and time of... I don't have time for that. I want to share and have conversation and dialogue and people who are having experiences or have questions, and I want to go through all that. I just don't like the negative energy. I don't like. It is what it is. So yeah, that's what it is. So let me catch up. Does she know why they choose the contractor the same way? Okay, yeah. So we answered that. So we went through the time. Now, do you guys have any kind of thing you want to ask me or want to go over before I jump into some old contact? Because if you do, this is a good point. Because what I wanted to do is kind of go into some of the older races that are non-Lyran that made contact with me. And remember, I've gotten contact from, I call it... So you have light and dark. So you have like the Galactic Federation light, and there's different races that are involved with that. I've been contacted from all sides. Good, and in the middle, the ones in the middle are the insectoids. They literally are not a part of the dark agenda. They're not a part of the light agenda. They are like, the only thing I could think of is, they're literally like the bugs outside. They kind of like hive and infest and collectively just keep expanding, and they have their own thing. It's not like a spiritual war or anything. Now there's some that work with others, but pretty much they do their own thing. But it's not positive. I wouldn't say it's negative, but you really don't want to be hanging out with them, kind of deal. Like they don't really want to be your friend. They just... It's like almost like a nature thing, but not ever contact from Greys. I don't recall. No contact from literally Greys, but we've had that Eben who's orangish. And even is kind of, to me, this is my opinion, and I have my opinions because I've had so much contact and stuff. Ebens to me are a separate race from grays. There are good and bad. Grays are kind of like working mostly for the draconian and the reptilian. Some are kind of like the slaves of these races, where the Ebens are kind of like their own race in a neutrality, but they also have allegiances with good and bad. And the one Eben I do have an image, and I don't know if that image, if I can I? Honestly, I don't know if it breaks Law 18 by sharing it, because the Eben wasn't working for the Lyrans, but I don't know. The Eben gave me a piece of. They told me some things, and I'll actually just bring it up. I'll go to it, and I'll tell you what it said and what it gave me. It gave me a blueprint, and I actually was studying it today, and I kind of figured out what it is. And I haven't even told. Hey Doug, I haven't even told you about what I think that is, because I think I figured it out, and I was studying it today. What's this question? Which to me is weird, because they are the most recognized and well-known alien race on Earth, right? I don't know. I just thought after all these years, wonder what their deal is. Well, basically, remember we talked about geographically on the planet. A lot of in Cape Town in South Africa. There's a lot of ancient relics and civilization that was there that is based upon the ancient Sumerian and the Anunnaki. And that goes all the way up into the Middle East, from the Horn of Africa down there, all the way up, and down to south, and geographically around the world, a lot of different races. The jungles of South America, the Midwest to the west, you have a lot of grays and reptilian sightings. On the East Coast, it's different. Everywhere is where you're at geographically, where you're pointed above to the stars, southern, northern hemisphere, that goes into the windows of contact, that goes into things, and the architecture is different around the planet in ancient times for the one, because, let me back up a little bit, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. If you don't believe, see, people say, I believe in this slice of pie. I call it my pie theory. This slice of pie, they say, I believe that there is ancient civilizations and some had contact with race. I believe in this religion. I believe in this or that. I believe that for me, it's all encompassing. And I believe that some of the same things that they saw in different areas around the planet, they gave it a different name. And the architecture was a little bit different, but the same, because it resided either with the Orion system or it resided with wherever it was. So, and we're talking, and it depends on how far you go back. Was there Atlantis? Yes, there was. Was there Alexandria? Before the birth? Yes, there was. There was a lot of Antarctica used to be jungle, and it used to be more towards the middle of the Atlantic. And it's everything. The poles have shifted times and time again. There's a lot of history, but like Contact has told me, a lot of our works are polluted. Most are based upon either it's been corrupted history, or someone bases it upon what someone else said, who someone else, and it's been polluted or diluted to be something else. Oh, there's a lot to tell you. So I'm going to get back to that Eben, but hold on. Eben didn't make it? Oh, yeah, the Eben didn't make it. Yeah, that's sad. So I did get technology blueprint, and that Eben did pass. Let me get to that Eben real quick. That's what we've come to figure out. it was kind of like, I would say, not a suicide mission. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. We're still trying to figure it out. All right. So here we go. I'm there. So I received contact from a new line. It was encrypted. It was back on Monday of June 3rd of 2019 at 11:33 p.m., the 11th hour. And at 11, I said, "Are you there?" Nothing. June 4th, 2019, and this is where it begins, at 11:23 p.m., so the next night, in the 11th hour. I'll show part of it without showing the full thing. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this without breaking a law? I received, there's a whole blueprint of a technology, of a schematic, what I was told. I said, "Is this for a location?" Thank you. Because when I first received it, I said, "I don't even know what this is. It's like a bunch of symbols and circles." And I'm sorry, there is a law, like there are laws and rules on the earth. There's laws and rules in the heavens. And I've broken them a couple of times by showing certain, and until I can get green lighted on certain things, I'm not supposed to show them. So I gave you a little glimpse without giving you the whole thing. And then I asked this question on June 5th. Is there more to the formula? How do I use this? And then I received an image. And I will give you partially that image really fast. It was an orangish one. And I said, "Thank you." And then I received a message. And the message came in Latin. And the message states, "The key," and I can show you this part. "The key to the stars, from the time change your gift for 1,000 years. I am not able any more detail. Now we have received from the codes." So the key to the stars, so that blueprint is the key to the stars. "From the time change your gift for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years. I am not able any more detail. Now we have received from the codes." I said, "What is your name? Who or what prevents you from speaking more in detail? Who or what prevents you from speaking more in detail and freely?" I asked. "Thank you. What is it you seek? How do you obtain a ship? Are you okay? Are you there?" And then the line was dead. It was done. And we don't have hard evidence, but when we go through everything, we have me and my brother, we kind of have the gist that even was terminated for giving me something that you shouldn't be giving me. And that's why he couldn't talk more, and it was kind of quick. And then that was the end of that. And maybe not. Maybe, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good. So let me catch up here before we get buried. "I hate that you can't show them anymore. I want to see more pictures." Yeah, I mean, I can't change the past. If you want to view some old episodes, I show a lot. But I'm actually showing a lot right now I have to be careful. I'm not like big old professional, big studio. I'm just me. I'm doing the best that I can, but I gotta, hey, they told me to tell people, and they told me to talk. So I'm talking, I'm telling. And I'm learning as you guys are learning. I don't know all the laws and rules. They say I do, but when you come back to the earth, you're wiped. The earth, there's something special about the earth that actually, it's kind of like the Men in Black, the Flash. You are, and it probably makes sense of why abductions and stuff, where people are having them, and they have to have like hypnosis, or they have nightmares and these different, because something about the earth wipes you of your memory of remembering, unless you're really intuitive, unless you're really breaking through, or and I'm getting out of game information. I mean, I'm getting from they're sharing with me. Anastasia says they're so unique. Yeah, every race is unique in itself, and it has its own history, and I want to know it all. Honestly, I had this conversation with my my best friend, and I said, and he said, "Would you, if you could live forever, would you live forever?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I would literally go around the entire universe for eternity to record and document in ledgers of every race and their history and their architectural, and how they are they good, or are they bad, or the systems and their trade and their I would definitely do it. Like, that's, to me, that's like so fascinating. It's so awesome. Some people haven't even gotten to the realization that they think we're the only ones. Like, what? No, I want to go out there. I want to explore. I want to know. And when I get all this, it like encourages me. It's pretty awesome. Oh, Moon Boots, what's up? When you ask, are you there, do you use a device to communicate? I do it mentally, and I do it with a device. Here's what I'm told. And that's why I want to go into the earlier codes. A lot of the first year of contact was about me trying to connect, or even actually the first and second year. Connecting in a time frame, like the 11:11 is like a gate. Like, that's why I was seeing these 11:11. This is before social media and all this. 11:11. It's like, they call them the pillars. So they're like gates, and there's time of windows that open and close. And there are certain times when you are able to connect. Now, you may be connecting with something not good. You may be connecting with something good. It all depends. And I was fearful in the beginning, and they told me not to be fearful. But that's my nature, to be like, hey, it doesn't feel normal to me. And whereas my brother could connect right away, so he gets less physical contact, as in use overriding communications, encrypted codes, all that stuff. He gets less of that. And he gets more experiences, where I'm a little bit more hard-headed, where I had to get more kind of handheld, in a sense, utilizing, without them breaking the rules of surpassing of what we are at currently, technology open to the public, and not breaking a law or rule in that. But with that comes enemies who try to infiltrate, or disinformation, or breaking of lines, and all kinds of jazz. So I know that's hard to answer, but that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, I ask, are you there? So I have standard questions I ask, because I am up to so many different races, because I didn't say it was me. Multiple races have said, I'm a prince. I come from Lyra, East Elk to Lyra and Vega, and I have 3 under my command. All this stuff and fleets. I didn't make this up. This is what I was told by multiple different encrypted lines, by multiple races. So if we go with that, okay, say it is, and I was created thousands of years before my physical body, and I came here for the final battle of kings, and there's timelines and all this jazz going on. Okay, let's just take it for what it is. Well, probably makes sense why so many races are making contact with me. I'm not just having like a solo. They're trying to influence me, because whatever happens in the future, or in the near future, there must be something that's going to make a chain event, something that triggers something. Otherwise, why would I be here? This and why would all this effort and all this, even if someone, disinformation, trying to mess with you, when you have that much contact, that many different styles, and that much time over that long of a gap with all that detail and stuff that I'm receiving that didn't happen yet, and then it happens, either someone has a time machine, someone has a lot of money, what it boils down to is it gives itself credibility in itself of the amount of information that there is and different points of view. And it's beyond anything, well, we'll go into all that. But it's tough. And I'm trying to make the right decisions. So yes, I have my formalities. I say, what planet are you from? What system are you from? Are you there? I mentally project. Now, I've been told they can hear me at all times. Well, not all times. There's intervals of the sun and different things where there's breakage of communication. But remember, whatever you say, speak, see, hear is known and it's recorded. You're a human DVR. This is a spacesuit. So people go, oh, you got to be in a spacesuit. You have to go. This is a biological space. I mean, you eat elements from the earth to nutrients that go back into your body, whether it's metals, iron to, vitamins and different. This is your soul is driving this spacesuit. Well, it's not a spacesuit, it's a biological earth suit for this planet. There are many human type of biologicals, more than you think, out in the cosmos. Everyone says, oh, little green men and stuff. There is a lot of weird stuff, believe me. And I see some creepy, scary stuff. But there's a lot of human. There is a lot of human. And you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And there's a lot that is here. If you want to remember, do a regression. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. You would think I would have done it. I haven't had the chance. I need to do that. I really need to do in a trusting environment with the right people that I can trust. I want to have yes, I want to do that. So thank you, Moon Boots. If you know anyone good, please send them or her the information. I need to know that I'm safe. So Anastasia says, oh my, OMG, I see 1111 all the time and have been for a lot of years. Never understood why. And that's what happened to me before I started receiving contact. That would be in my dreams. Or all I would see was darkness and I'd see 1111, and then I'd wake up and then I'd look and it'd be 1111, and it constantly 1111, and it became a running joke. And then it became like an internet thing where you would see it on the internet later on, years later. And same thing with my brother. But this happened a long time ago for us. This is, let's see, we started getting contact 2013. So I'd say anywhere from 2007, 2008 to 2012. It was like an ongoing thing forever. And then social media started way after that, and then people started talking about it, and some people were receiving contact. But mine had a lot of my contact in the 1111. It would be on 1111. 1111 is a divine number, Doug says. Yeah, so yeah, and they talk and they talk about them as pillars, and they talk about them as gates, and they talk about them as connection times and windows that open and close, and they talk about them as enter the codes that you are, enter your code, and we were going to go into that. Because in the first couple of years, that's what a lot of my cryptic messages were about. Enter the code. I'm like, enter the codes. What does that mean? Enter the codes? What codes? I don't have a code. What code? So the Lions have told me, like last year, that every race has a code, and it's like a signature that looks like. And I'll show it to you. It looks like double dots and dashes, and that's actually how a lot of races sign off. If they're not being specific with a name, they'll sign off with a code that'll actually, like right here, this one. like that says Lyra, and then it says double dot, double dot, double dot, dash, double dot, double dot, double dot. So every type of being has its own signature code. Like mine is dash, double dot, dash, double dot, double dot, dash. I'm a hybrid. They told me I'm a human hybrid. I'm an A positive bloodline, Lyran, Sentier, all this stuff. Okay, right? It signifies an energetic gateway, can manifest your thoughts into your reality. And that's a good point, Doug, because that is what I've learned over the years is not being mindful. And if you dwell on negative energy or positive, or if you're thinking about something, it has ramifications out there. And I don't fully understand it myself. So we talked about wishes, and we talked about, I don't believe people realize how do I say this? You have to be careful what you're thinking, because I think we're in a special place on this earth, and your thoughts actually could cause major issues out in the universe. Let's just put it that way. And depending on who you are. For instance, I'm blamed for something I've never done, like the decimation of the Cremonian colonies on some moon, and I got an image and it's obliterated, and they said I'm going to have to plead my case in front of a court in space, basically, and back in Lyra. And then I'm like thinking, what if, and Doug, you brought up a good point, what if you're not mindful of your actions and what you think and say, what if there's destructive consequences out in the universe that you project because of your energy? You know, you have your energy around people, you're trying to be nice, or what if it's larger than that? And what if, because there's timelines, right? And there's future me, and I have images out there. And what if these things can kind of manifest and turn into a chaotic, like, good, bad kind of deal? So, and maybe that can also cause what kind of contact or what you receive. And there's dimensional levels out there. So we're in the third dimension. This is all physical. Everything's constant. It's here, but everything's moving. Everything's constant. But it's still the third dimension. It's in that timeline. So, and there's fourth density, fifth, and it goes on up. And so, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Hey, what's going on, Rob? So that's where we're at. And it's a lot. It's it'd be easier if, no, I don't want to wish this. I'm just saying, if you just had one race and you were learning something and you were getting contact, it'd be a little bit, I'm not wishing that. I don't want that. But I'm just saying, like, it would be easier to be consistent where you have a lot of different, not opinions, but what their lenses of what they say something is. And so a lot of them match up, but some of them vary differently. I've created or manifested reality before. It is known as having ESP, or is it? Kind of paradox, makes you think kind of stuff. Well, I know I'm like clairvoyant, so like I see things. It's not all the time, but I also have a vision in my head, and it'll happen within minutes or hours, and it'll be a short clip, and I see it's like a movie in my head, and it's a strong energy feeling of, what is this? Why is this happening? Why am I seeing, like, I always go to that toilet bowl thing, right? Where I see the toilet bowl overflowing and the water running through the wall. And it didn't happen yet. And what makes it crazy is how many people have had an overflowing toilet? I mean, a lot of people, right? But I saw the water running through the wall, and that's what happened. That's the unique aspect that is beyond, and I saw it in great detail, and it gave me a little shock of fear, like, because I'm thinking damages, right? But I'm like, that's not. And then, sure enough, that's what happened. And the little kid came in, Daddy. His friend, he clogged the toilet, and the water came into the office in the old house. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could believe it because I've had these, but not that. It's not the toilet bowl every time, but but that's you're getting a glimpse of something before it's manifest. But I wasn't concentrating on it. I wasn't consciously. It just a vision that appeared like a movie in my head. I used to get a lot when I was a lot younger, a lot more frequently. It is not as much as I've gotten older. VJ says, I believe the thoughts can manifest energy, and we know that energy can change form. Once it's put out there, we can't control it yet. Once it's released, this is why we need to control our thoughts along with our words. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to is, you're right, because we're only hearing and feeling and seeing what we're doing and saying. We're not reeling the ramifications on a spiritual and multidimensional level of the vibrations and harmonics of negative and positive and images, and because we're unique. We're not animals. We're beings, and we're human beings, and we can feed dark or light. Fear feeds dark. Anger feeds dark. Mindfulness feeds the light. Being positive and staying in the now and planning ahead, that feeds the light. Love feeds the light. So there's this struggle, and it's layered in the dimensional all the way through everything. So everyone just stay positive. I mean, it's easy to be negative. Anyone could be a jerk. Anyone could be. But you have to recognize there's bad stuff out there. Some people talk about all this like, it's bad. It's easy to be bad. It's hard to be like an arrow, be straight, be forward. But anyways, I'm just going off the comments. Yes. So with that, how about we go into some old contact? Let me take a sip. I know I'm going to catch some of you guys on the flip side, because there's people from all around the world. Like, I know my new friend Malgorzata, and I'm surprised Anastasia, she was on. Like, there's people from all over, and it's really cool. I like that. I like how people from everywhere are connecting, and it's not just in one local sector or geographically, because there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of ancient stuff from all around the world, and a lot of stories, local folklore, and different things that you'll find out and you'll learn about. And some people have been sharing with me some stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. So let's go into this. Let's go into a little bit of contact. So again, where we at? 27 days since last contact. The longest we've tracked was 98 days. So 98 days no contact, and that was in the year 2016. So, but we are already trending to within about 10 or 12 more contacts to beat 2019, and we're 7 months in, and we still have to go through August, September, October, November, December. Statistically, there has never been a time where I've not received contact within those time frames. So we're doing, this is going to happen. 2 at night over here. Yeah, 2 at night. So I really appreciate you, Anastasia, that you're, of all the things you could be doing, you're watching now. And I appreciate you. And that's really cool. Because 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't even know if I'd be conscious for anyone or anything, because I'm just, 2 o'clock in the morning is I'm probably just about ready to wake up from a weird dream, or anyways. So, let's go into this. February 2nd, 2014. Let's go back then. Let's go to 2014, shall we? So I'm going to go into a line of a race. and this is a race associated with the Orion. Now Lyra, in the Lyra, that's not their thing, but this is a different, and I'm just going to share what I received. So Wednesday, March 12, 2014. Let's see where we're at. 2,340 years, we enter the zone space of time. We started a new era, Alteneck, and that's a star in the Orion's belt. Beware of the two. So 2,340 years. So Thursday, March 13th, 2014 at 9 a.m. The translation goes to two cysts commune 40-year gap. Encircling belt-like structure to proceed or move forward, God of war, Lord of battles, began we or us. We came a triple star, 736 light years away. Alteneck, stretching of a bow. And we know Orion is the hunter, and there's more. Taking aim at a target, to you or for you, descending born sprung, new independent ruler to see. A new independent ruler to see. And then on March 24th, and that was actually the end of that. That was the end of that encrypted line. And it actually jumps to a 9178 encrypted, where it goes, a friend, and I'll show you. I gotta come up with something better. Can you see that? Hold on. How can I do this? Yep, that's it. It says, a friend, so we are also seen to be some verve wiped off the earth until finally the last world ranking. Do not be afraid. Verve is like a friend, so we are seem to be some verve. Verve is like discarded. Do not be afraid. I had a lot of fear back then. I was because other things were happening. This is just my contact. This is just raw contact. This is not my journals. This is not like things that I'm seeing or witnesses are experiencing. So I was getting a little freaked out because things were happening, and I had no control, and I was scared, and they knew I was scared. And fear, like we said, feeds the darkness. And I guess I'm a little bit off my game. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be real with you. Contact, there hasn't been contact. It's not that long, but I've been off my game because, like I said before, I guess I've gotten spoiled, and this is another lesson learned. And I'm not depressed. I recognize that it's there and it's close by, not having contact. And I'm not taking it personal, and I know that there are things going on, but I'm just not on my game. And I have all this, and I'm going to share it all with you guys. And it's not that I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just, I guess I'm just a little, I mean, let's go back to the numbers. It's going to make me feel a lot better. If you look at it, if July, look at this. This is what keeps tripping me out. So in 2015, 0, June, right? No contact. 2016, 0. July 2016, 0. August 2016, 0. 2017, June, 0. July, 2. 2018, 0. June, 4 contacts in July. And then in 2019, it goes 8, jumps up in June, and then 33 in July. And that's when I was supposed to go off the coast of Bermuda around this time going into August. And then 2020, June, 32. So it's like, what? The numbers are crushing. But then I just haven't had contact. And I guess I don't know. I'm okay, I'm live and this and that. I'm just trying to stay positive, and I've been spending more time with the family, and I'm doing things more around the house, and I've been reading a lot more, and I've been going over the old contact, but I guess I'm just a little spoiled. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but I mean, what are you going to do? A lot of people have sensed it too. It's weird that I'll get messages. Are you all right? Because I got quiet. Yeah, I'm all right. It's just, I want to know more. I want bang, bang, bang. What is it? My deal is I'm going to be positive, right? Yeah, not disconnect. Yeah. My thing is, come down. Let's all sit at the table. You eat, drink, listen, that. Let's talk. Let's talk, right? Let's talk this out. What's the deal? This guy, this girl, this good, bad, the ugly, this and that. What do I need to do? Let's do this. I don't like the non-control, especially if you're telling me that I'm royalty and I'm supposed to this and that, and I'm training for the future. Well, guess what? I'm a little frustrated because I have no resources other than the diligence that I have doing everything, and I feel frustrated. And then there's a whole thing going on in the world right now in the time of the final battle of kings. So you have positive and negative forces and all this craziness. So if I make a decision or I do something or not do it, it affects a timeline. I'm not saying it's all about me, but I'm trying to stay sane because people would be like, that's crazy. You're crazy. I'm just recording everything I got. It's data. I look at it as everything scientifically. It's data. It's data. There's books. It's data. I'm recording. Everything's in order. This is it. This is what it. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not inventing this. I wish I had the time to invent. And even then, I wouldn't do that because that's like, it's not only disinformation, it's a disservice for myself, it's a disservice for other people. It's make-believe. I'd rather read a comic book or watch I haven't read comics since I was a kid, but like watch a movie or do something else or read someone else's book that is, I don't have time for this. I just want more. You know what I mean? So, what's not this entire event going around the globe discussed in contact? Was not this entire event going around the globe discussed in contact? Well, yeah. I mean, there's battles and first star nations, and there's races, and there's the Galactic Federation of Light, and there's the Dark Fleet, and there's war, and it's going to come to the surface, and there's places that and things that haven't happened yet that I'm told that like that is going to happen. And what I mean, it's me. Why can't I just get like a pick me up? Like, whether you believe, say, Adam Adamowski, I read a bunch of his books from the 50s, but some of the stuff he says in there, I'm like, whoa, that's in my context. Maybe this guy really did get contact from Venus, because I've had contact from Venus. Thor is real. Valiant Thor. It's a real dude. I don't care who you... It's real. Well, they, in person, went over things with him, and councils and stuff. Why is this taking so long? Maybe that's the lesson. I have to be patient. And I think I'm being pretty patient. Anyways. The virus, I mean, something to do with it, but not directly stated as such. Foggy memory you told me about. Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. I've even asked, can you help us about this virus, right? But I did receive, that's when the time with the asteroid that came by, and I'll pull that up. They did mention about a virus. This is before this is before the COVID thing, right? So, and I should be. But see, is that maybe it's a coincidence? I don't know, Doug. But let's go to the asteroid. Let's see what it says. But the Lyrans supposedly have took them out, so that's why I don't understand what that has to do with any. Let me go back here. Let's go to the asteroid. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. All right, here we go. Getting close. Now that asteroid was infested with insectoids, and here it is. And that had the Earth in the background. I'll show it because it's a space. I don't think it's not breaking. And I had that on. Used to have that on the site. There's the planet in the background. There's the asteroid. And it says, I said, what is this image? Thank you. This was back in February. Yeah, so it's around the time to start. Thank you for keeping me updated. Please give me updated and or image of the activity on the moon. Thank you. And then on the 15th, I received, there are other things in the course of this object. The threat, this one was among the threats of our enemies, is to lodge, and we must head back to the world now, and we will stay in touch with High Brother to the fleet heaven and talking on the cervix. I said, thank you for the update. Safe travels. What is the name of the home world you are headed to? And then that same day, listen to me. Our main ground off the third moon base decimated. Now that goes into Cremona. See, that doesn't... I'll find out, and I'll get back to you on that, Doug. But there was mention of a virus, and then there'll be many. The first wave, that's... Yeah, wait. I think that's close by. It said something about the first wave. That was the first wave. Hold on. Let me just double check here. Blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, I will get back. Then they went into... It's not a gift. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. No, that's not it. I don't know, but it did. I remember what you're talking about. It talked about the first wave and of many to come. So that this is the first one. But I'll find it. Guys, and you would think he doesn't seem organized. I mean, it's this thick. Then I have one this thick. It's a lot to memorize. I memorized a lot, but there's a lot. At work right now, Lewis says, so sucks I can't watch this live, but I would like to mention there was this video of the galactic history by Laura Eisenhower, where she mentions the Lyrans, corrupted DNA, and other things you have mentioned, but I'm not sure the validity of it. Wow. So I know a lot about Laura Eisenhower. She's a firecracker, and she doesn't mess around. And I know her grandfather was President Eisenhower, and he made deals and treaties with certain things and that went awry. But basically, in a long story, they worked with the Galactic Federation of Light for a long time through, and I will say that I don't know exactly what you're saying with the DNA or the Lyrans, but if you have any information, please send it to me, because that would be awesome. That's pretty cool. And I've reached out to her, and we just haven't had the ability or chance yet. A lot of her friends are some of my friends that I talk to, but she gets bombarded with tons of people, and she doesn't know. I don't think she even knows who I am, and I would like that. If any information, that would be great. So I haven't. Doug says separate incidents: the asteroid and virus. Next phase, fire. I believe. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It said. That was, yeah, that's what it is. So I think I know where that's at. It said the next wave would be fire. It would, yeah. You're right. I remember. Thank you. Let me get there. The next wave was fire. That's right. And I'll find it because it was short and sweet. So it won't take long to get it. And that was right before the Ningizida incident. Fire. Let's see. Yeah, that was good. Good memory. Good memory. Almost there, guys. Sorry. I know I'm in the right year, in the right part of the season. Oh, and you know what it was? It actually, that's when I had that image from that reptilian thing. Let's see. I'm close. Sorry, guys. But I think he's on to something. I think this is important. I listened to the original main crime that they were running into, one of the service to the Christic ideology. Listen to me, Elohim, in which the supervising host seeding of 12 strand DNA genetic planet 5D Terra. This code is always involved in groups that name or call to listen to me. Syrian high councils. No, it's right before this. We talk, our language is the rule. Actions, however, the rules. We're close. Colonies, base Cremona. The future belongs to you. Blah, blah, blah. Fire. Where's the fire? Oh. Yes. Here it is. I'm right here. There's no excuse. The crimes were documented. I understand you. All men would perish of your clones. 2 of them left. All things are changing. All those who do not, my brother, thou shalt be in danger of the judgment of the stands in order. 18, being to be forbidden of the sharing in the blood of the planet is among the accused, was found guilty of any offense against the majesty of the councils, as well as, we're close. Here it is. Your time will come when you will plead. For me, they are fools. You are advised. Goodbye. We're so close. I sense it. The cease of the destruction of our fleet. This is not a gift. This is 18. Sorry, guys. It's painful, I bet. I'd be like, this guy is a mess. Listen to me. Our main ground off the third moon base decimated. I know I'm close. See, this is how much contact I've received. Now for the first estimate, his native country and the gathering in the city intersect intersectorian classes or who is aggressive. We are ready to stand guard over your fields and wave. Oh, here it is. I got it. January 31st, 2020. It was January 31st, 2020. It said, the first wave of infection was complete. The council was overruled 18. And then I said, what is the name of this infection? How do I protect myself? Are you close by still? What comes next? And after I said, what comes next? I received fire. And that was at 10:51 p.m. on January 31st at 2020. I said, so then of course I asked, guys, when I ask questions, girls, when I ask questions, it just comes out. It's nothing. I just said, well, I don't want to sound selfish, but I said, will you protect me? That's what I asked. Will you protect? And then they said, you have to spread the word in acquired knowledge, mislead you, and in countries meaner things. Since, however, it is no more, because of the acquisition of the saving, comma, your life, comma, and you shall be a continual clone of the link between the event, that event. Okay, hold on, let me back up. And you shall be a continual clone of the link between that, even if it is short, comma, there is still a need to help my single legion, comma. Oh yeah, that's right, because these were the bad guys. Yeah, these were the ones. This is the encrypted line that was deceptive and then was cut with that weird code. And then it picked up again February 17th when the Lyrans regained transmission. So the reptilians. But yes, I answered your question, Doug. Sorry, that's what it was. Well, let me catch up. Guys, we're going like way out. This is so disorganized, and I'm so sorry. VJ says, could it be from the fallout from the destruction of that asteroid? I don't know. I know that fireballs and different things are way up. Sightings are way up. The Lyran said they took that out. But yeah, could there be fallout? Maybe. We know seeding can take place as vehicles. That was like a Trojan horse. It was littered with insectoids in there. Moonboot says, Jella Star has a lot of info about Lyrans. A lot. I don't know anything about Jella Star, but please send me a link or any information because that would be so amazing. Doug says, correction, I remember. Well, now that we've gone through all that. Lewis says, oh wow, I wasn't aware of her background at all. I just stumbled on the video and all I could do was share a link. Cool, but it's on here, so now I can review that later. Doug says, it's all good, brother. It is all good. Let's be positive. Let's keep moving forward. We got this. What other things you guys want to talk about? I'm sorry I'm boring tonight. I'm not on my horse. I'm not on my game. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not depressed, but I am off my game. I am focusing on real life 3D stuff where I'm out there, chickens and doing the things with the kids and I'm reading when I can and following up and monitoring current events and awaiting future contact. There's a lot going on, but I'm trying not to be bummed out. So, but I appreciate you guys' support, and that's a big thing for me. And I was a little discouraged though about that. About like that, what do they call it? A troll? The when you have people that attack, like anyone who thinks that I'm like making this up or just like I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you need to go, I don't know, reflect on yourself. If I could create such a fantastical story as all this, and if you really truly believe any of that, you really don't know me at all. You don't know who I am. You don't know. I am not that person. I can get excited, and years ago I would exaggerate about something. I would see something because I want someone to be like, whoa, this is so crazy, but never making up like, this is crazy. I guess that bothered me. But you're gonna have that, I guess, right? I've had one or two people out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people of conversation. Like, not that it personally bothers me. It's just like the accusations were pretty pointed, and it's like, you're making this up. It's like, really not. You don't know me, obviously, and I'm speaking from my heart, and there's a lot, and I have a lot of questions, and I need things answered. And who has the time? Who could riddle themselves into? I don't even have to defend myself. It's just ridiculous. But it's irritating because it can be distraction. Because it's like, if you don't believe me, then don't listen, don't be here. But don't sit there and just attack me. Like, you're annoying. Like, go away. Like, your negative energy sucks. Like, go. I wish they could experience yeb. I mean, at that point, your trolls can go blank a blank. Yeah, so, for instance, we had this one incident, right? My brother's there, I'm there, Julia's there, other people's there. We were together. It was in the middle, it was like in the 11th hour. All of our electronic stuff started going off, and it said, graciously hear us now, the time is at hand. And it was like, sounded like a language, but it was like, this is what it sounded like. It said, yep. Like, it was like a weird, distorted, submarine sounding ping with a language of a yep, like something I've never even heard, and witnessed this at the same time. All this is happening, and this is back in, wow, what was that, 2015? Somewhere around there. But yeah, the yeb. We call it the yeb. We can't control what others believe. Just keep sharing your truth. That's exactly right, Tara. You're on the mark. I got to keep going forward. Don't get distracted by this. And, like, okay, for example, if I was making stuff up, I would be like, all right, I've got my next set of contacts right here that I've received. Hold on, I just got contact. They said they like the color purple. Like, seriously? No, I haven't had contact. Okay, I'm still waiting. All right, that's what I'm. But I mean, like, what in the world? Like, you know what upsets me about it? The people who are quiet, who have not wanting to share because of that kind of ridicule. Shame on people who shame people for trying to share things that they had an experience with under what they perceive it to be and what is happening to them. That they're not involved with, that these things are happening. It's bullying. That's shaming people. That's hurting people. That's disgusting. It's the worst kind of thing you could do. And that's why people don't open up about things, whether it's an abusive relationship or whether it's this or that. It's because of the shame. And shame on those people to point a figure without looking through all the evidence, without looking through all the documentation, without going through everything in the due diligence of doing it or listening. Instead of rambling so much, they sit there as a host or whoever, if you're sit and listen, because a good host is going to when you have a guest on, you're going to listen to the person express themselves and their experiences instead of wanting to talk and do all the. I'm not doing all the talk because I don't have anyone sitting next to me right now. Okay, I mean, I go to the comments to see if anyone has anything to say, but it's shame on you, and then that's why we have partial disclosure. That's part of it, is because we have people who attack people for expressing. Now, are there people out there that make stuff up? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there. But if someone's genuinely trying to tell you, you have a choice of whether you can listen or not. But I'm being as consistent. I started this March 20th on 2020. 2020. I mean, I didn't plan that. It just happened to be 2020. But I'm going to continue to share until either nothing happens anymore, I disappear, they say I've got less than 10 years. I don't know. We'll see. I'm taking you on this journey with me. Every contact, everything that is going on, I'm sharing with the world because I was told to. For a long time, I was told not to talk about, and I was threatened in many different ways, and by some important people too out there in the field. Okay, I'm not making books. I don't have advertisements and click links and send me GoFundMe anything. I put money into my own material I need to transcribe, whether it's blank books and rulers and markers and literature of Latin to decipher certain things and code and equipment. I do that. I don't ask anything from anybody. So I'm doing everything I possibly can. Okay? And I'm sorry, I had to rant. I had to go because I've been attacked by a person consistently, and this person is just not a good person. He's just a negative person, and I'm just tired of it. Just leave me alone. Go away. Anyways, yeah, crazy is right. I love every minute of it. Love the journey. Moon Boots, thank you. See, it's people like that. It's so awesome to have a community. I get a lot of personal messages out. Like, you guys don't even know the amount of, and if I don't respond, and that's another thing I just want to tell you guys, I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of messenger, and I get a lot of texts. I get a lot of messages, and sometimes I can write a sentence or two. Sometimes I put a thumbs up because, I'm doing things too, and I'm living and, things. Sometimes I can't stop. But I have that many people. It doesn't seem like it. I don't have like a huge following yet or anything like that. But I have enough people that it is time consuming to be able to keep up with. And I'm not saying don't send me anything because I love it. It's awesome. I have a lot of good, positive people that I'm surrounded by who support in verbal ways of keeping me. So I don't let this consume me or let this. So maybe this episode 13 is about the come to realization of, like, the lows and highs of our journey. And as your captain speaking, I'm going to stay positive, and we're going to cruise at a higher altitude and smoke them if you got them. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, sometimes I like to joke around, so whatever. But now that I'm starting to make a fool of myself, I really do appreciate everyone in the journey. And as soon as I get contact, believe me, the minute I get contact, I'm going to be like, oh, I got contact. It just hasn't happened. So guys, what I'm going to do for you is I want you to see, this is all the contact that I have by month, by year, by totals. And again, we're trending on, I don't count 2013 because there's a lot of, I have to put that together still, because that's when, this is before before smartphone stuff. I have to really piece stuff together, so I don't count those numbers yet. And And then so far we have this. We have 27 days since last contact. 155 total for 2019, which you can see above right over here. And then for 2020 so far we're at 143 total contact. We're in July, the end of July, and we still have majority of the half of the year to go. So we're trending good, and I just need to. This is what keeps me grounded when I see stuff like this. Look at all these zeros. So Alex, give me a break with the numbers. They're trending good. Just it is what it is. It's flashing colors like a UFO coming down. Yeah, see the book. It's fake. You look what you're doing, Alex. You're deceiving the people. Give me a break. Guys, you're awesome. If you guys have any suggestions of anything in the meantime, in between contact that you want to go over, any kind of specific like subject matter, we'll go over that. As being solo mostly, it's hard to stay what's important to everybody. And I want the ones who have been following me, especially from the beginning, maybe I need a little guidance from you guys as well, is what you want to see, what you want to know about. Because I can talk about anything and everything. I'm pretty open-minded and easygoing. This is just Alex you're talking to right now. It's not a character. This is not a bit. This is not a. I get pretty deep, and I'll share whatever. And there's like a lot of information, but I think it's pretty cool. So let me see. Oh yeah, yeah, I know, right? The paper was flashing colors. It was like. But I wanted to share that. I did put that together because I had to go over every contact line, and I actually had to count it up to the present so I can. Because the last one you said, be prepared, be more prepared. Because I go off, I don't script anything. I don't have any kind of like bullet point agenda. I kind of say like, we're gonna do Q&A. We'll go over contact, and I just go with the flow. I don't premeditate. See, that's another thing. I don't premeditate. I'm like, oh, I just got some contact. Hold on. It just says right here, bananas will ripen from green to yellow. Calm down, everybody. It'll be all right. Go to sleep. So, Anastasia, if you're still up, she's probably gone. You got how many years of contact? So, yeah, we have 2013 to 2020, but 2014, the beginning of 2014, hard scribed, hard ledgered in all the way through 2020. We have some from 2013 that are, it's hard to follow where I can scribe it in correctly without it being mumbo jumbo. And I'm working on that when I have free time, because it's before smartphones, it's before things, and I have to actually hand do everything. And I just found some more information that Julia was like, did you know this piece of paper? And I'm like, oh my gosh, where was that? Because I wasn't in a consistent pattern. It's not like it just, I'm like, I'm going to start dating and record. I did that, I had to actually, within a year and a half to 2 years in, I actually had to go back and start from the beginning and start being organized, because when contact was coming, because I knew the way it was trending, that if I didn't, I was going to be lost in the woods. And then every time something happened, and I wrote it, and I dated it, and I timed it, and this, and stamped it, and all that. So it's that very, very, very beginning where there's actual things that took place, or actual encrypted messages and images and different things. Well, not images, but things where I have to, a lot of code I have to go through. Because in the beginning it was a lot of code. And when I'm talking codes, it's like you write 3 pages of binary and not if you mess up with ones and zeros, it's a chain reaction, and then you won't have a message you can translate into the next, whether you have to go to basic 64 or go into Latin or go into, it could throw everything off, and then it's just, well, this doesn't say anything. Well, you have to have that much, you can't miss anything. So anyway, so if that makes any sense to anyone. Nope, still here. Awesome. What is the current state of affairs regarding ongoing cosmic battle? So what I've known is that the last I heard, we had that image of the battle station that actually is by the moon. From my understanding, is the Lyran's jumping back and forth. It takes like 72 hours, or we calculated it's like 72 hours to do from the flagships go back and forth, and it's due back, Soltraxi and the fleet. So they sent in a base, but there are many other races around us right now. Galactic Federation of Light and others, not so on the same, like the Dark Fleet and all that kind of stuff going on. The war is happening. The system is still on lockdown, and it's coming closer to the surface of the planet. That's why sightings are up. People are seeing more things. The war is about upon us on the surface. It will come upon us where everyone will see one shape or form of something. That is for sure, and it's coming soon. Maybe they are giving you time to catch us up with all of your notes. You know what? Maybe that is. Maybe communications were cut again. Maybe there's a delay. Maybe the season change. Maybe. Here's what I do know. They usually will give us information when it starts up again, of why there's a little bit of a gap. That's usually pretty consistent when there is a gap. They'll tell us something till we go, oh. So then we'll know, oh, it was because of the war, or it was because of the seasonal change, or it was because of they were doing something else. Sometimes they won't tell me what they're doing when they go to other places. What was that one, Doug? What was that one that was like a month or two, or what? When I ask, can you tell me about the mission? And they're like, no. Oops. Like, no. They'll tell me when the time is right, or whatever it is. I don't have the control like I will in the future, but that's another day. But anyways, I've been rambling. What time is it? It's 8:44. I think that's pretty much good. Unless you guys want to talk about something else. I just had to get some stuff off my chest, and I appreciate you guys for listening. I'm going to stay positive, and I'm going to continue on, and we'll see where we go. Right now, I'm reading some more Adamansky. I'm also reading I usually read like 3 books at the same time. I was curious about David Wilcock's newest thing, so I wanted to see what he had to say about whatever, and so I have it, and I just started dipping into it. But I'm more into the Adamansky because it's the older stuff from the 50s, and a lot of what he said is actually in some of my contact, and I find that interesting. And the other person that I'm reading right now is, who is the third one I have out there? I think it was my Latin book. But I'll give you an update on books and stuff because that's all. I read a lot. Yeah, no, like a parent. Laugh. What do you mean, like a parent? Like a parent. Yeah, no, like a parent. Laugh out loud. I don't get it. Complete sentences, Doug. Complete sentences. I'm just busting you. Guys, it's been amazing. And I will speak to you. And on the flip side, as soon as I get contact, you're going to know. Episode 14, hopefully it will be contact. And for anyone who doesn't like or don't want to listen, don't listen. And those who want to stay on with the journey, stay on the journey. You've been watching The Lyran Connection. Oh, when they said no to you, yeah. Yeah, like a parent. Yeah, you're right. Like a parent. Like, no. But we're going to have some words when I get up there because... yeah, you type fast. No, because when I get back into command and all that stuff, we're going to sort some stuff out. And I've been taking notes. So, anyways, guys, episode 14 next. And hopefully by then we'll have contact. August is usually a contact month, and we're transitioning towards the next season. And but with fall and winter usually comes dark stuff. But we'll get through it. Guys, thanks again. And send me messages. And those that I talk to you about, give me the information. Please send it to me. I really appreciate it. With the Lauren Eisenhower and that other girl, the Star. There's a couple of people I know as Star, like Moon Boots. I love all these names too. It's so cool. See you soon. Yeah, Moon Boots. There you go. You are awesome. Guys, appreciate it. Have a good night. And keep looking up. And be safe. Stay positive. Be mindful. And I want to say may the force be with you, but it's true. Star Wars is kind of like based on the Orion Wars from millions of years ago, basically. So, but anyways, thanks. Stay safe. You too. And have a good night. Bye.